Every other video, everywhere I go, no matter where I go, I see the same girl. Every other video, everywhere video, no matter where I go, I see the same. Oh, I was flipping through the channels. And when I was flipping through the channel, the same girl that was in my video was in Warren G's video. And then the same girl that was in Nate Dogg video, I seen that girl on Tupac's video. Hell, I'm looking at the Million Man March. And in the Million Man March, the same girl that was in the Million Man March was in Nate Dogg's video. No matter where you go, see the same girl. Yeah. I was looking through YouTube and same girl that was in I'm Krista Don 1 video was in the Dream video. I'm playing around. What up, people? It's your boy, the host with the most that do not brag or boast. I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Krista Don 1. Welcome to another edition of Q&A for this podcast. It's your host and your moderator. I'm Krista Don 1. Also, happy Valentine's Day for all the ladies out there. It's going to be a multitude of ladies that is going to be flooded with candy and flowers. It's going to be a whole lot of ladies out there that's going to be going on dates with their significant other, maybe multiple significant others. But anyway, nevertheless, I'm the best. Let's get into it. Let's address today's topic. Before we address today's topic, I first like to tell you guys, support the growth and the development of this channel as well as this podcast. Rate, comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends, family, and followers. And let's get this channel as well as this live stream crack-a-lacking in the YouTube algorithm. Without further ado, let's talk about today's topic. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about Lena the Plug and her, let's say, what she did in the past with a former co-host or a co-host of Adam 22 on No Jumper. Now, for those out there who've been living under the rock and you don't know who Lena the Plug is, allow your boy to explain. Now, I did a video on Lena the Plug many moons ago. You can check out the archives on I'm Krista Down 1. I did a video because basically she was starting a YouTube channel and she said she wanted to reach a certain number of subscribers. And she also said if she reached that number, she was going to give out free nudes because, you know, Lena the Plug is a corn star. We got to use the word corn star. All right. So she surpassed that number and nothing transpired. There was a lot of horny corn dogs out there that actually believed that she was going to follow through. And basically all she was doing is running a scam. You know, I find it amazing that Ice Cream Vlog didn't exist at that particular time, or probably did. And this fell under his radar because he's the type of brother from another lover, basically want to do the good thing for the YouTube and YouTube subscribers and the viewers because, you know, he's got our best intentions to heart, right? So I'm surprised, like he normally does a multitude of videos on Mr. Organic, Stunner Reese, CJ So Cool. I mean, he's doing all of these videos, doing all this extra stuff to notify us about scammers and warning us and things of that nature. But he never made one single video about Lena the Plug and her fraudulent ways of getting her subscribers on her YouTube channel. But that's neither here nor there. I don't think Ice Cream Vlog is racist. I just don't believe he's very consistent, and he's only addressing the people that he has an issue with. But that's neither here nor there. We're not even going to go into that. We're not going to unfold those clothes in the hamper. We'll just keep it cracking and keep it moving. So Lena the Plug is, like I said, a corn star, has a very successful OnlyFans account. I think that's what she still does. I don't really follow her on social media. I'm pretty sure she has an Instagram account, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, you know, and I'm pretty sure she's getting numbers there. But I think the bread and butter of her finances is either her OnlyFans, which I think is glowing up, and she has a podcast on her YouTube channel. She also does vlogs on her YouTube channel. And I knew this day was coming with Lena and Adam 22. Now, they have an open relationship where she says it's okay for Adam to bring any woman to their bedroom and fornicate on while she's present. I think she goes both ways, but I think she prefers men. But anywho, she has a weird thing about her podcast. Like, she'll interview former and current corn stars or OnlyFans models or Instagram models. Anyone that's trying to chase that bag, and she'll do an interview with them. And then when the interview's over with, her and Adam will fornicate in a bed, like right next to the studio. And if you want to see that content, I think she has a Patreon. She'll upload it there. I know she definitely has a OnlyFans. She'll upload it there as well. And if you want to see them smash an ex or current corn star or OnlyFans model, whatever, you just put in your debit card information and pay the $29.99 or whatever the price is, and you get to see the explicit content, the stuff that they can't show on YouTube. Now, I don't know if they still do that or not, because I haven't seen a lot of her videos on YouTube, but that's neither here nor there. It's not like I'm really searching for them, and it's not like they're recommended in the YouTube algorithm. But I remember her doing an interview with Adam 22, her boyfriend. And I don't think they're still married. I thought they were married, but I don't really follow them too much. But basically, in this interview, she was interviewing her boyfriend, her future hubby, and she was asking him a lot of snowball type of questions. I'm going like, okay, blase, blase, blase. So she got to this question, and I don't think Adam knew she was going to ask him this question. And this was not a snowball type of question. She sort of kind of snuck this question in, and she wanted some clarity and some insight on a girl that Adam was trying to sneak up with to have relations with, okay, to fornicate with. And they talked about the time where he was trying to do something on the low, keep it a secret from Lena. She found out, and they talked about it. And basically, I viewed that moment, and it wasn't very much of a long moment. It was like maybe 30 seconds, probably. But in those 30 seconds, you could tell that even though it didn't register to her, and she didn't tell us that it didn't bother her because she found out, and she just chalked it up as it's part of the game, it's part of the business, it's part of what they do. Low key, she was feeling a certain kind of way, And she was low-key trying to expose Adam 22. And I said, after watching that interview, something is going to transpire from him trying to sleep with this female without the permission or her husband, her future husband, even knowing about. And I knew that this was going to sooner rather than later bite Adam 22 in the butt. Now comes word that Lena the Plug has been involved. Let's just say involved with a co-host on No Jumper podcast. And I feel like No Jumper podcast is one of those, I feel like, particularly in YouTube, it's a very popular podcast. Now, I know there's a lot of haters out there. I know there's a lot of non-believers out there. I know there's a lot of people out there. Let's put it this way. I know there's a lot of people out there that feels like No Jumper, even though it's the coolest podcast. No plug here, but it's a very popular podcast, despite what you think. But I feel like there are other podcasts that are either more popular or at the same level as No Jumper. You know, I feel like Matt Hoffa is doing crazy things with his podcast on YouTube as well as on the other platforms. I think that's an up and coming rising podcast. You know, B Simone has a podcast, but I just don't feel a lot of people feel like that's a very successful, popular podcast. It's probably popular to her fans and her viewership, whatever. $1 Million Worth of Game has a very popular podcast. You know, it's been out in these streets, in these YouTube social media streets for a minute. So they got some, they got some cred out here. And Joe Button, the new format with Joe Button, it's like six of them, six mics. I feel like that's really very beneficial to the Joe Button podcast. And now I feel like Joe Button podcast is making a serious run to get back in that top 5. A lot of people are not too happy with the situation with Joe Button, Rory and Mal, and they can't, they gone their separate ways. A lot of people thought that at one point Rory and Mal's podcast was more popping and more lit than Joe Button. And it's funny how time flies. Now people putting Joe Button up there. He's got, Ice and Ish as well as Flip. And I forgot the girl. I think her name's Megan. Oh my gosh, she used to be a video vixen. Not Megan Good. I don't know why I was thinking Megan Good. Okay, she'll come to me. But he's got a popping podcast. And quietly low kept, I feel like DJ Academics has a very successful podcast in YouTube. All right, I'm only talking about YouTube. Now I'm not talking about the actual podcast, like the countdown of the actual podcast that's in the catalog. Which one's popping, which one's not. I'm just telling you the ones that are really getting lit out here in YouTube. But anywho, No Jumper is a thriving YouTube channel that has a multitude of podcasts, and when you're talking about for the culture, doing stuff for the culture, I feel like, that you got it's always going to be the GG Academics that's going to represent the culture. Joe Button, for a certain extent, is going to represent the culture. $1 Million Worth of Game is going to be embedded in the culture. But then you got Vlad TV as well as No Jumper, and Say Cheese. I forgot about them. Always going to represent the culture. Okay, so with all that being said, I knew that this day was going to come. Like I said, now allegedly, Layla the Plug has involved herself in a sexual encounter with someone who still is a host of No Jumper. He goes by the name of Housephone. I'm gonna be real with y'all guys. I'm gonna be real 100% authentic with you guys. I don't know any of these people on No Jumper. Flacco, Housephone, Oodles and Noodles, the Brown Bush. I don't know these random people. Adam employed these random people to provide content on the No Jumper YouTube channel. Some of these people have been with Adam, uh, have gone way back with Adam ever since when Adam had the live stream. We'll listen to your music, and Housephone. I believe Housephone is one of those individuals. Well, anyway, allegedly, Lena the Plug and Housephone was involved. Now, depending on which side of the plexiglass you are paying attention to this story, some people say that this doesn't happen before Adam 22 and Lena the Plug was an item. But there's other people that are saying that no, this happened a little bit recent. And why has all of this stuff that people felt it was buried and wasn't going to be discovered, why all of a sudden this stuff is coming up now? Why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because Adam 22, felt a certain kind of way with Housephone and tried to, and I'm going to have to use the words allegedly, expose Housephone as being involved in a relationship with a transgender. I don't know if people remember this, but I feel like it was like a couple of weeks ago. Adam 22 had some transgenders on his show, and I knew there was an angle to this. I knew because I was saying to myself, Adam really doesn't follow these circles. Okay. So I knew that there was going to be an angle to this, and unfortunately, there was an angle. One of the transgenders are saying that they had a relationship with Housephone, and all hell broke loose. So all hell broke loose, and when all hell broke loose, it's the funny thing when there's beef and there's some history being buried with the person that you're having beef with, best believe it's going to come out into the open. Now this has came out into the open. And now Adam is trying his best, his due diligence to basically squash this messy situation and try to explain it, try to make this it's not a big deal, it's not a big thing, yada yada yada. Well, Adam was basically how it gotten so bad between Housephone and Adam 22 when they were trying to sort of, I don't know if they were trying to squash this, but they were trying to explain both of their sides. Adam 22 was trying to explain his side. Housephone was trying to explain his side. One thing led to another. Then Housephone threw some water substance, liquid substance in the direction of Adam 22. Adam 22 got up and flinging his arms in the air like he was dry swimming. Okay. It was a nonchalant type of approach. It wasn't really masculine. It's not really what men do when another man, when one man, okay, let's peel this. Let's fall back a little bit. I have never been in a situation or heard of a situation where a man tries to violate another man by throwing water on them. I mean, I've never heard of that before. Now, that's normally a female trait. I have seen guys throw water or wine or alcohol or liquor at a female when a female is dissing him, okay? But that's more so a female trait. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of females that's going to say otherwise, but it is. It's a female trait. It's an emotional reaction. You want an emotional response, okay? Anyway, I have never seen a man throw a watery form substance at another man. Like I said, it's a female trait. Okay. Secondly, I have never seen a man respond or act like Adam 22, where basically he's trying to run away from the water and he's flipping in dry air. Okay. Normally, when a man feels like another man is trying to embarrass him or try to violate him, trying to challenge his manhood, a lot of men would do one or two things. All right. Either try to fight the individual that's trying to embarrass them, or, basically say, you know what, I got too much to lose to be trying to fight this guy. So I'm going to say mine. I'm going to say my piece, and I'm going to say why I ain't reached over the table and throw haymakers at you like Floyd Money Mayweather, Tank Johnson, I got too much to lose. All right. I'm not going to go back and forth, and this is a female thing. Anyway, I'm going to fall back because I got too much to lose. Anywho, they try to somewhat, I don't think they were trying to squash it more so than to try to explain each other's sides. I felt like Housephone felt like a certain kind of way. Hold on one second. Okay. I felt like Housephone was, he felt kind of embarrassed because I felt like low-key Housephone thought that him and Adam 22 had a connection. Follow me. I know there's going to be a lot of people going, a connection? I felt like Housephone felt like him and Adam 22 were just more than co-workers. I felt like he felt like they were friends. And when Adam 22 said, look, we're not really friends, we work with one another. I mean, Adam 22 didn't even go to the extent of, everybody can't be your friend. But I felt like he should have let him down a little bit gently. Once again, that's a female trait. I felt like Adam 22 should have said, look, we're not friends. Yeah, we work together. I respect you. I hope you respect me. But no, we're not friends. I mean, we don't travel the same circles. And Adam 22, low key, if you put him in a room and ask him this question, I don't think Adam 22 is friends of any of these cats. Okay, he's just using these cats to get his platform popping, to apply him to continue to have content where he does very little. He may be in certain segments, he may be managing on the back end, but low key, Adam 22 isn't cranking out content, constantly. So in a way, he needs these guys to generate content for his YouTube channel. But I don't think Adam 22 is friends with none of them. Now, I feel like out of all the people that have talent that's doing something on his platform, I feel like Sharp is really doing some hellified content on the platform. I feel like if Sharp ever leaves no jumper, that's going to be a hard stone to flip. If Sharp says, I want to be my own man, I want to do my own thing, I want to be my own boss, I'm going to make my own YouTube channel and I'm going to take the Sharp Tank over there. Or if he wants to do a podcast deal with Spotify, iTunes, whatever big company podcast, I feel like eventually that's going to happen. I just think Sharp is, he's enjoying what he's doing, but he's, figuring this game out along the way because, Sharp was in those streets, all right? A former pimp. Now, I will say this. A lot of people are not putting two and two together on this. Sinful P, rest in peace. I mean, I feel like Sharp can replace the loss as people like that type of content, like the pimp type content, the street talk type of content. I feel like he's a good replacement for Sinful P if he does his own thing. But that's up for Sharp to decide. All right, so I knew, like I said, this thing has gotten worse. Really, I don't know what Lena the plug has been saying about this. I don't even think she said that much about this. It's more so of Adam 22 trying to explain this situation and basically just putting a kibosh on it, saying it's no big deal, yada yada yada. But there's two things in this story that is crucial that he can't talk his way out of. One, he did not know Housephone and Lena the Plug was connected like that. It doesn't matter if they did it before their relationship or why they were in a relationship. The fact still remains, Adam, you did not know her and Housephone was smashing. You didn't know that, all right? And two, I feel like this is sort of like payback for Layla the Plug. Like I told you guys earlier in the live stream, she called Adam trying to have a secret lover. Yeah, that's what we are. He was trying to do something low key with another random chick and was trying to do it without the express or consent of Lena the Plug. Now, like I said, they have a quote unquote open relationship, but this open relationship is more beneficial for Adam 22. Adam 22 is smashing all the corn star chicks, all the OnlyFans chicks, all the, chicks that have sexual content on multiple platforms. Adam 22 is reaping the rewards out of this open relationship. And he refuses to talk about when Lena the Plug is going to wants to benefit and reap the rewards of this open relationship. Now, I have never been in open relationships, but I have heard people being involved in open relationships. And the most famous one is Will and Jada Smith. Jada Smith. Well, they have an open relationship. Will Smith fools around. I mean, he's not fooling around with his wife. He's just letting his wife know that he may dip into a couple of females, and it's okay for her. And she messes around, fool around with guys, and it's okay with Will Smith. And everything was hunky-dory with them until the world found out that they had an open relationship. And I felt like even though they had an understanding, low-key, Will Smith was feeling a certain kind of way, knowing that his wife is being smashed by some guy. It's one thing to know. It's one thing to say, yeah, we have an open relationship. And she can smash whoever. I just don't know. Men have a funny way with these open relationships. Men don't. If there's an open relationship that benefits the man and the woman, the man does not want to know who his wife is smashing. As long as there's no babies created, as long as she's not bringing any diseases in the bedroom, he could care less because he wants to know so little about it. And with men, the women that are in these open relationships, they want to know everything. Okay. But I feel like two things can be true. I feel like with women, they want to know everything. But I think women looks like if you're in an open relationship and your wife knows who you're smashing, and that person that you smashing looks 10 times better than her, she's going to feel a certain kind of way. I don't care what she tells you. she's gonna feel a certain kind of way. You're smashing someone that looks 10 times better than her. It's just human nature for women. With men, on the other hand, men don't want to know who you're smashing women, but when they do find out, they're gonna feel a certain kind of way about it. Even though y'all have agreed on an open relationship, I feel like low key, these open relationships, they're okay with having an open relationship, but I don't think they go into the details of what's acceptable and what's not acceptable in these open relationships. I just think they just wake up one morning and say, hey, you want to be in an open relationship? Yeah, I'm okay with that. Cool. And they just keep it pushing, keep it moving on. All right. Now, here's where it gets tricky with Adam and Lena the Plug. I feel like low key, allegedly, about this affair between her and Housephone. I think this happened on the watch of Adam 22. And Adam 22 had no knowledge of them being in a relationship. And when he found out that they were in a relationship, Adam 22 is feeling a certain kind of way. Adam 22 feels like he's being betrayed. Adam 22 feels like he's being violated. All right. Because he's trying to explain this like it's not a big deal, but if it's not a big deal, then why are you tripping about it? So Adam 22 has some female traits like, all of a sudden, Housephone is not available for a lot of interviews. All of a sudden, he does this transgender panel. All of a sudden, the transgender that has some type of history with Housephone is in this panel. And all of a sudden, Housephone is being exposed in this panel, and Adam wants us to believe that this happened naturally. This happened organic. Oh, I didn't know he was involved with this transgender. I didn't know they had a history together. Come on, man. Adam 22 is feeling a certain kind of way because he knows that Housephone has smashed his fiancé. And what makes matters worse, I feel like with men, when you find out your significant other has smashed another guy, men look at it differently than women. Okay. Yeah, we're going to be jealous like women, but we can emotionally say, okay, I can see why you smashed him because, I heard he has the biggest salami. All right. Yeah, I know why you smashed him because, he has influence on social media. Yeah, I know you smashed him because he makes a lot of money. Okay. We as men we try to justify the goings on with your wife and someone else. But the one thing men can't make an excuse for, or men feel like they're being betrayed, is when they take a look at the person that you're cheating with, and this person is nowhere on the same level as you. It's not even in the same stratosphere as you. Okay, you're the alpha and he's a beta. That really hurts. Okay, that really sticks in the claw of men. Now, women, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, if you cheating on your wife and your wife found out you was cheating, and come to find out you cheated on your wife with a woman that really don't take care of herself, she got droopy titties, she's like 30 pounds away from having high blood pressure, and she finds out you smashing that chick over her, oh man, it's on. I mean, I don't know what's going to be worse for you, the fact that you got caught cheating, or the fact that you cheated on a woman that doesn't. She feels like she's not only a step below her, she feels like she's like a mountain below her. Okay, but nevertheless, all right. But men, we feel that kind of way too. Housephone is an employee of Adam 22. Adam 22 feels like he's above and beyond approach and better than his employees because his employees work for him. And now one of his employees, I don't know if he's still employed by No Jumper. That's between them two guys to figure out. But I just don't feel like this is going to work. Okay? It's essentially you're smashing the boss's wife, and you still think that everything's going to be all good in the hood. You're still going to be able to keep your job. When the boss finds out that y'all been smashing, it's I mean, look, it's mental gymnastics that Adam 22 is saying, like, it's not a big deal, blase, but low key, he is feeling a certain kind of way. And he felt like a certain kind of way so much that he wanted to have a panel of transgender women. And one of the transgender women allegedly happened to be involved with Housephone. So low key, Housephone got exposed on this panel. And now Housephone and Adam 22 is going at each other. Okay. Now, another thing, another log to the fire. There was this guy that Adam 22 was interviewing, and he was disrespecting Housephone, disrespecting his mother. Now, I didn't get to see this, and I'm just going to use the allegedly. You know, I didn't get to see the full interview, but I saw the full breakdown on it, and I saw where Adam 22 was low-key trying to excuse himself from that problem, but that problem would have never occurred. That problem would have never arrived because if you didn't try to interview this person, which low key, once again, it was low hanging fruit to Adam 22 because he was in his bag of feelings trying to, expose Housephone because he just found out. He was like the only one in the room that found out that his fiancé was smashing Housephone. And Adam 22 is looking like, look, you're going to smash him? I mean, you're gonna smash him over me, all right? But like I said, I knew that this day was going to come. I knew this day was going to happen from when Lena the Plug did an interview on her future husband, and then she talked about their past, about how she caught him trying to cheat with this girl. Either cheated or tried to cheat with this girl. You know, they didn't go into no full details about it. And I knew Layla was feeling a certain kind of way. And she was low-key exposing Adam 22. And I knew that it was something going to transpire from that ordeal, from that podcast. And now we have it here. But it is, I mean, I just don't see this getting any better. And I feel like this is going to affect their relationship, their boundaries. I don't think the same boundaries that they have now are going to be the same boundaries moving forward. I felt like, and I always said this, Adam 22, he says that they have an open relationship that is okay with his fiance, it's okay with him, but it was only a one-way street type of open relationship. It was okay for him to smash all of these corn stars, former and current corn stars. It's okay for him to smash all these OnlyFans models, these girls that's trying to get a come up, trying to get that clout bag. No pun intended, come up, okay? Pause, all right? But it was a one-way situation for Adam 22, but you know, Layla the Plug was not reaping no rewards from this. Okay. She's saying, okay, it's okay for you to have another fish in the bed, but it's not okay for me to have another salami in the bed. Now, Adam 22 even talked about how, yeah, in their relationship, it's cool that they have this set up to where he's reaping the rewards on it. But then someone asked him, well, what if Layla wants to bring another man into the bedroom? And he sort of kind of blew that conversation off. He didn't really put no details in it. And judging by his response, I feel like he's going to feel a certain kind of way having another man in the bedroom with them. I feel like he likes his situation where they have an open relationship that only benefits Adam, not so much for Lena the plug. And they already got parameters in place where this is the only way that they're going to add someone else in the bedroom. And I feel like there's no chance in hell that well, Layla wants to reap the rewards of this open relationship. I don't think that's going to ever happen. All right. Now, Adam trying to play it off and say, we never talked about it. And, I don't know if she wants something like that, speaking in third person. But I feel like when you make your relationship a open relationship, okay, you're going to reap the rewards of having an open relationship. But guess what? Your wife or your significant other is going to reap the rewards from this open relationship as well. So be careful what you wish for. All right. It's not always about satisfying your needs. It's always about satisfying her needs as well. She might think it's okay for you to be to have multiple partners as long as she knows about it, but she might file that away as just you getting your freak on, or this is just business, it's not pleasure. Now she may file it mentally in her head that way, but low key she's feeling a certain kind of way that not only she's entertaining you in bed, but another female is entertaining you in the bed. Okay. She might, benefit a little bit slightly of another woman entertaining her in the bed, but a woman, a woman like herself would like to find out how it's like with two men in the bed. I feel like she's one of those type of women. But be careful what you wish for, and be careful who you are lining yourself up in a relationship or being in marriage with. Okay. There's an old adage that says you can't make a hoe into a housewife. Unfortunately, you just can't. I'm not saying in this situation Layla the plug is a hoe, but I'm just using that adage that, if you want to spice things up in your relationship and you more attracted to women that are loosely, that have these hoish thought behaviors, and now you want to try to, have a relationship with them or marry them, this, that, and the third, they're going to scratch that itch. Okay. That's all that mentality was to be a thought, was to be a hoe. All right. I feel like it's much easier to get a woman that's not in that world and, slowly but surely invite certain things that arise you in that world and apply it into the bedroom with her. And it's the relationship has to be mutual. It's got to be something that she would entertain, and there's got to be parameters in place like, yo, this is what I want in a relationship. Sometimes I want to be kinky. Sometimes I want two women in the bed with me. Are you okay with that? Now, any woman that's worth her salt is going to low key say, it's not a big deal, it's not a problem. But you just can't just say, okay, checkmate. She said it. She said it was cool. She has no issue with it. I think as men, women say one thing, but they do another thing completely different than what they co-sign to. I feel like if a woman says real fast, real quickly, I don't have no issue with it, she has an issue with it. So I think you should ease that in, and I think y'all should have conversations. It's not about scratching your itch as well as possibly scratching her itch. So if you want two women in the bedroom, expect for her to say, well, I want two men in the bedroom, and you have to be okay with it. All right. So that's this, now if you look on social media, people are more and more men and women think that this is the normal relationship, like having an extra person to spice their relationship up, or it's okay to be involved with two females. All right. I feel like it's cool for the two females until one day you're gonna treat that female a little bit better than the other female, and then you're gonna have issues. All right. I just don't see it. I don't see. Yes, I mean, yeah, you're gonna scratch your itch. You're gonna be entertained, but long term, this is going to cause problems in your relationship. You don't see it now because you're young, but as the relationship goes on and on, I just don't see anyone involving themselves 10 years down the road the same way. Now, is that y'all going to either grow out of it or y'all going to accept it as it is what it is, or there's going to be some fallout for it. The woman's going to say, you know what, I was never into that kinky type stuff that you're into. I was just entertaining it because I love you, but after a while, this ain't for me. All right, so she's going to pull her tent up with the two kids and she's going to move on. So short term is very beneficial for a man to reap the rewards. But long term, I think at the end of the day, a woman wants to be the queen in the relationship. She's not going to share her status with another female. I don't care how much of a thought she is. I don't care how much whole mentality she's into. Eventually the woman is going to come out of her, and it's going to be it's a territorial thing. She's going to say, she's cool with it now, but then after a while, she's going to like, wait a minute, I'm not sharing my title with this other girl. Okay. Or it's going to be a situation where one woman is getting what she wants out of a relationship, but the other woman is not. It's going to be one of those type of things. I mean, women act on emotion. All right. And they want to be emotionally, they want to be the one. I don't see in any situation, no matter how much of the woman, what type of woman that you got, a woman off the street, a thought of Lena, whatever. At the end of the day, the woman's going to come out of her and she's going to say, look, this ain't for me because you're treating this chick better than me. Okay. So, I mean, it's, I feel like, maybe in a normal relationship, maybe every once in a while, y'all may partake in this with someone that y'all met online that's okay with this, and then y'all go y'all separate ways. But hey, it is what it is. All right. So at this time, I take time out in the comment section. Unfortunately, there's no comments. There are no comments. It's all good in the hood. I'm cool with it. Just a quick heads up, I changed the membership program and it's at the price I want it at. The first tier is $1. That's just your support, your appreciation for the Don. If you want to take that tier. Second tier is, I believe it's $5. We do shout outs on the second tier. I read your comments in the second tier. And the third tier is $50. It's the most expensive tier in YouTube history, but that $50 is going to go a long way for anyone that wants to indulge in the third tier. That's the third tier. You got a lot of fancy things. Obviously, we're going to read. I'm going to read your comments. As long as there's no hate speech or anything like that, as long as you're not totally disrespecting someone in the comment section, I will read them. And if I'm unable to read them, we will edit them. No, please, no links. I'm not going to, promote your link on this channel. You also, after 10 or more people subscribe to the $50 tier, we're going to do giveaways for the $50 tier. Also with the $50 tier, you get modded up. Also in that $50 tier, every once in a while, I'm gonna do a live stream, and I want to have you here on the live stream, and you get to talk about, whatever topic you want to talk about, as long as it's family friendly, I'm cool with it. Now, I know people are going to try to exploit that. They're going to try to do some tomfoolery. And anybody that's doing that, they're automatically going to be demodded. They're automatically going to be taken out of the loop for giveaways and stuff like that. If you want to continue to pay the $50 every month, that's cool, but you just forfeited your rights moving forward. All right. So go check out those 3 tiers. They're already up. And it's optional. All right. The membership tier. Also, shout out to the Dream. I didn't go into full details about the Dream. The Dream is really crack-a-lacking on her channel. I mean, I think just today alone, she uploaded 3 more videos. Go check out those videos, by the way. Dream, if you're listening, I will check out some of those videos as well. I checked one video out for I didn't check it out for long because I had to do this live stream. I'll go back, check it out, give it a thumbs up, and just support smaller YouTube channels. Because if there wasn't any smaller YouTube channels such as myself, such as The Dream, man, this will be a boring place on YouTube. You guys will be waiting for the popular YouTubers to upload videos and live stream. And when you reach a certain status and you're getting the views, you're getting the money, some of these popular YouTube channels are not uploading content constantly like we are. All right. So support your small YouTube channels because it helps the growth and development, not only to their channel, but it also helps YouTube. All right. So, do your boy solid, do your boy a favor. As always, support this channel. Rate, comment, subscribe, share this content with your friends, family, and followers. And yeah, that's all I got on Lena the plug. All right. And I'm just gonna call it a day and keep it crack-a-lacking and keep it moving on. Also, on I'm Chris the Down One podcast. If you have been listening to me on I'm Chris the Down One podcast, it's on Spotify, iTunes, the Anchor app, wherever you get your podcast indulgement from. I've been pretty much reviewing The Last of Us, and last Saturday was the last time I'm going to do it, even though episode 5 was extraordinary. All right. I feel like it was the best episode of all episodes of The Last of Us, but unfortunately, we're going to keep it cracking, keep it pushing, because, I feel like there's a lot of podcasts that are covering The Last of Us. And my listening audience, I mean, even though the listenership, they're listening to it, but they're not listening to it as a large number. So we're going to go back to the normal, regular scheduling, programming, and I'm going to be talking about current topics and things of that nature on the next episode. Go support your boy. Excuse me. All my links are in the description below. Just click to those links, subscribe to whatever platform you want to subscribe to. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to have another episode sometime this week. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's kind of dry out here in the social media YouTube street. It's not really too much to even talk about. All right. Yeah, I can talk about Whack and Sharp, the little clubhouse fiasco. They're having words with one another, but that's like a dog eat dog type of situation. Who's the boss and who's not the boss type of situation. No substance in that conversation. Just a bunch of back and forth stuff. All right. I could talk about DJ Academics and Blueface getting into it. Unfortunately, Blueface house is for sale. If he doesn't have the money, his house will go on sale. And DJ Academics has pledged the allegiance to the flag that he will put in a bid and try to buy the house of Blueface just to one up Blueface. And I could, but that's really no meat and substance on that bone. Kristen Rock and Blueface got into it because she took a picture with Rick Ross. Allegedly, she's been having having sexual affairs with other people, and I guess it's cool with Blueface. I don't know if it's cool with Blueface, but he's paid like he's not bothered by it. But I feel like, all men are bothered by that. Okay. I mean, at the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl was good. Sports wise, the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure everyone should know that by now. But the Rihanna performance, I like the Rihanna performance. Now, there have been a lot of people on social media that said otherwise, saying that it wasn't a good performance. I thought it was a good performance, particularly her announcing that she's pregnant. I thought, she did great on the Super Bowl halftime special. And another banger for the Super Bowl. I mean, last year they had Dr. Dre. I forgot who they had the year before that. But they have been making sure that they stay out of the controversy scene with Nipplegate, with Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake. They don't want to have another fiasco like that. And two, they have been getting the biggest and the best stars to perform on the Super Bowl. And like I said, Rihanna hasn't done a concert in many moons. I mean, Rihanna's at a point where she don't necessarily have to sell music or be on tour to make a living, because her hands are in everything. She has a makeup line, her fashion line. She's got her hands everywhere. I feel like out of all the women that is really doing it big, I feel like Rihanna. I better put this down before it gets hot. I feel like Rihanna low key is doing some extraordinary things with her career. I mean, she has evolved and got her hands into other categories. When you talk about Chris Brown, on the other hand, I mean, yeah, he's coming out with good music and trying to indulge in other things, but it's not as what Rihanna is doing. All right. So so her performance was good. I thought it was great. Some people didn't like that. Some people on social media did not like the performance. I like the performance. All right. So yeah, the next live stream is later on this week. I don't know when later on this week. Also check just my other YouTube channel, Just My Opinion Podcast. I'm gonna upload a video tomorrow, or maybe the earliest tomorrow, or maybe Thursday, and talk about a topic. I'm not gonna talk about it here, but just go check my channel out over there as well. As well as check out my comedy channel, Everybody Hates Chris. Man, I had a bunch of YouTube shorts that were funny. Go check that out. Also subscribe to that channel. I want to at least try to get 100 subscribers if possible. We're at the 51 subscriber mark on my new YouTube channel, so go check out that channel as well. All right, and that's pretty much it, y'all. I mean, I really do appreciate people trickling in and out. Okay, of course, we all know that the majority of my viewership is going to come once this live stream is over with. If you reach this point, comment in the comment section. I feel like the comment section is your guys' domain. You guys get that one crack-a-lacking among yourselves. I may come in, may heart one up, may big one up. I may, comment, but overall, I want that to be your guys' avenue to keep it crack-a-lacking. All right. So that's just about it. There's really nothing else to talk about. This episode is in the bag, and I'm gonna have a brand new piping hot episode later on this week. For those who are wondering when I'm gonna do videos, I'm gonna probably throw out a video maybe next week. I don't know. The live streams, you guys are coming and listening. I feel like the live streams are a lot easier to do than doing a video. You have to do, you have to chop it up, you have to record it, this yada yada yada. You got to upload, just too much time in the cookie jar. All right. So yeah, that's all I got for today. Too early for this podcast is in the book. It's your host, your moderator, the host with the most. I do not brag on boats, and I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. I'm Chris the Dom One. I will see you when I see you. Hope y'all have a great week. Outro, folks. Outro.